because I don't think there was a single pun or reference to a song from a Taylor album. I hope you're not having a cruel summer, though.
That's very sweet and funny. You're talking to the wrong Tapper. Alice Tapper is the Swiftie. I have a whole team of Swift fans that are going to write my coverage of this later on, and it will be full of puns.
There you go.
But I have nothing to add. I'd love to talk to you about Jason Kelce, though, and the 2018 Super Bowl. If that's something you'd be interested in discussing. We'll see you back in the arena tomorrow, Casey.
Have a great show. A fearless show.
Trump's federal takeover of the D.C. police resulted in 23 arrests just yesterday. The lead starts right now. New today, nearly 1,000 federal agents and officers on the streets of Washington, D.C., from homicide to metro fare evasion. The White House today revealing the kinds of arrests that those feds were involved in as CNN gets new community reaction about the visible presence of this temporary federal takeover. Plus, Anchorage, Alaska, the confirmed location for the Trump-Putin summit. But is the White House now downplaying what could come out of Friday's face-to-face meeting? And if so, why? And new video of an armed group in Gaza pretending to be workers from the World Central Kitchen humanitarian organization. See the strike as the Israeli military tries to separate whom to trust and whom to be taken out. Welcome to the Lead. I'm Jake Tapper. We're going to begin with our Law and Justice Lead. It has been more than 24 hours since President Trump placed the Washington, D.C. Police Department under direct federal control. He said he's doing this to help combat crime. Today we have some new answers and some new questions on how this could all play out. This afternoon, the White House gave an update on the latest numbers, saying approximately 850 officers and agents have been surged across the city. We do not know specifically how many of those 850 are National Guard troops or National Park Police or FBI agents, which have all been mobilized. The White House says those officers and agents made 23 arrests, including arrests for homicide, firearms offenses, possession with intent to distribute, narcotics, lewd acts, stalking, possession of a high-capacity magazine, driving under the influence, and fare evasion in D.C.'s metro. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the president's order will be reevaluated in 30 days. Just moments ago, Trump border czar Tom Homan weighed in on the president's action with this stark assessment.
I think the president made the right call on it, cracking down on crime in D.C. I mean, I've been in D.C. for several years. I won't walk the streets without having a gun. I mean, it's the violence and the crime is terrible here.
The Trump administration has said these actions in D.C. are just the beginning, but we should note it isn't the beginning. Los Angeles was the beginning. You might recall in June, Trump deployed roughly 4,000 California National Guard troops and 700 Marines to Los Angeles, the stated goal being to combat, quote, violent insurrectionist mobs, unquote, in and around L.A. The protests were in response to immigration enforcement action around the city. Critics say that troop deployment quickly became fairly pointless. Or as the Los Angeles Times put it, quote, the National Guard came to L.A. to fight unrest. Troops ended up fighting boredom, unquote. All but 250 National Guard troops had left by August. Very little actual crime was charged from those protests, regardless of how easy it is for prosecutors anywhere to get a grand jury to indict anyone. So easy you can get an indictment of a ham sandwich and all that. Trump's top federal prosecutor in L.A. struggled to secure indictments in the protest cases. Out of at least 38 people charged with felonies, only 7 out of 38 were indicted, according to the L.A. Times. Then there's the actual cost of that operation. Shortly after the L.A. deployment began, the Department of Defense testified to Congress that the Pentagon would spend $134 million on it. $134 million. California Governor Gavin Newsom has filed a Freedom of Information Act request to reveal the total cost. But despite the lack of indictable crime and bored troops and a hefty price tag, Trump recently said this.
You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this.
The crime is a problem all over the United States, and it has been for decades. But you have to wonder, why would President Trump bring up Los Angeles in his list of very bad cities Is that an admission that his blueprint plan for troop deployment in American cities didn't work? Or does he think it didn't go far enough? CNN's Brian Todd has been out on the streets of D.C. spotting all the additional law enforcement and